goosey, bro. You can relax, man.
Yeah, I would have set it up to my monitors, but I feel like you would have got some feedback.
Well, we got Sienna, bro. She wants to know, were there any people with physical handicaps that went to that mental hospital?
Absolutely. But we couldn't admit patients that depending on how physically handicapped they were. But there are certain hospitals that we cannot reject an admission from, and sometimes they would just drop them. That like it was the worst of the worst place. So if we accept a patient that we can't turn away and they have all these problems that we can't, cater to them for, it kind of sucks until we get them out.
So you and the other person were like the kind of the last of the Mohicans there.
Yeah. Like when they called us down to medical records and just had us sort out literally thousands of papers. I just found like this paper the other day where we were just writing down patients' names. Like the name, the doctor, the medical record, the birthday, the social security, the name, the doctor, for thousands of patients. And then, of course, when administration got replaced and things started looking up, they started hiring new nurses. We did not get the respect that we deserved after all of that.
No.
And it's like that I had to tolerate that a lot because my title was receptionist, but I did a lot of shit.
Sienna wants to know if you had any blind people in the hospital.
We had a legally blind patient on the geriatric floor. What she used to like to do, she was like a much older woman, but she had gigantic breasts, and she would just come and press them against the fucking glass. And she's like blind, so she was like, "I know you're over there."
And just so her boobs were her eyes or something, bro?
Yeah, it was so weird. It was so weird because you would feel like she's looking at you in your soul, but she can't really see you. If you move, she can kind of see you a little bit.
No.
But we typically didn't have people with those type of impairments. Like we weren't equipped to handle those type of things.
You were more or less like for fucking crazy people and shit, man.
Yeah.
Like people walking around in the streets and they just pick them up because they're walking with their fucking pants down going,
no, there's a lot worse than that.
Okay.
A lot worse.
That's my mind doesn't go that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody who looks like they're from down the block at Lucky 13. Any of those kind of people?
Yeah, all the time, and that's why I am kind of the best equipped to dealing with those people because
was Batman at your place? I mean, you know who I'm talking about? The guy walking around with the Louisville Slugger and the fucking coffee.
Nah, it's funny. They actually used to call me Batman when I was working over there.
Oh, man.
But no, people like that. I actually see patients from time to time. I just saw a patient the other day that I recognized that not too far from my house. I'm just like, ugh.
It's fucking cut corners and shit so they don't follow you and stuff, man.
And well, in all the years that I worked there, I had a patient raise their hand to me one time, and he was very, very sick. And even in his sickness, he apologized the next day. But there's not a lot of nurses that can say the same. There was this very, very, very kind nurse. Like, he was like the nicest guy in the world. He was like African, very soft-spoken. But whenever there was a code called, like, so there's a code, I won't say the original code, but they changed the code to green light. That just means they need assistance and everything like that. Whenever there was a code, he would completely lose his shit on the patient. Like, completely lose his shit. And the reason for that is because, like I said, he's the nicest guy in the world. Yeah. And he's like an older nurse, and he had clocked out one night, and the patient had gotten discharged during the day. He lived in Long Island. The patient followed him down the block, followed him on the train, followed him to Long Island, and beat him half to death in front of his house.
You know that's from fucking Exorcist 3, bro. That's some scary shit, man. Yeah, when the fucking chick followed the guy home.
Yeah, followed him and beat him half to death in front of his house. So whenever there was a code, he would really like look like he wants to hurt the patient, and he couldn't help it, but he unfortunately lost his job because of that.